Welcome to The Explainer. So, if you're sitting there thinking eco-friendly homes are just some niche thing for hardcore environmentalists, well, you might want to think again. Today, sustainability isn't just about saving the planet. It's about cold, hard cash in the real estate market.
Okay, we've got to start with the absolute biggest question for any buyer or investor out there right now. Would you pay more for a sustainable home? For the longest time, green features were basically seen as a luxury, right? Just a nice-to-have bonus if you had some extra budget lying around. But man, the market has completely flipped. Buyers are looking at homes through a fundamentally different lens than they were even a decade ago, transforming what used to be a niche preference into an absolute non-negotiable necessity.
Get this. Consumer data shows that 60% of buyers now actually expect a discount. And we're talking an average of £11,000 here if a property doesn't have solar panels. Just let that penalty sink in for a second. 11 grand. Buyers aren't just looking for green features as a fun little perk anymore. They are literally penalizing and devaluing properties that fall short of modern energy standards, hitting sellers right where it hurts. So let's get into the sustainable property shift. This is our first major focal point, and it's completely rewriting the traditional rules of property valuation. To really wrap our heads around this shift, we need to look at this new financial fork in the road, the green premium versus the brown discount. Now, the green premium is pretty straightforward. It means highly efficient properties are commanding higher asking prices, even sparking bidding wars. But the flip side, the brown discount. That means buildings falling short of these new expectations are actively losing value. It's no longer just about making a few extra bucks if your home is green. It's literally about protecting your biggest asset from tanking in value because it's seen as brown, outdated, and just way too expensive to run. Moving on to what drives buyer demand, let's look exactly at what features buyers are actually hunting for right now to understand what really moves the needle. You know, instead of just flashy, high-tech gadgets, buyers are heavily prioritizing practical, foundational features that directly lower their operating costs. We're talking about the unsexy but crucial stuff: high-quality windows, well-sealed doors, premium insulation, smart thermostats that optimize heating, and eco-friendly materials that cut down on long-term maintenance. People want tangible, day-to-day savings on their utility bills. Plus, they're really starting to evaluate how well a home can withstand severe weather events. A resilient home doesn't just protect the physical building, it keeps those pesky insurance premiums down and, honestly, just gives you ultimate peace of mind. Now, look at the demographic shift driving all of this. 73% of Gen Z buyers are willing to pay a premium for sustainability. Contrast that with the general buyer pool, which sets at roughly 20%, and wow, you can see a massive generational jump right there. This is absolutely not a passing fad. As Gen Z and millennials rapidly become the largest consumer base taking over the housing market, this intense demand for efficient, sustainable properties, it's only going to accelerate. It is a permanent shift in what the market expects.
All right, on to the green premium effect. We know the demand is out there, but how does that actually translate into dollars, pounds, and actual market value?
So an Energy Performance Certificate, or EPC, is basically the official energy efficiency rating of a home. It's the standard measure showing how much it actually costs to run a place. And research from Halifax proves the immense financial stakes here. They found that top-rated, highly efficient homes can command up to, wait for it, £40,000 more than their low-rated equivalents. 40 grand. An energy rating is no longer just some boring regulatory checkbox for the local council. It is a primary indicator of your property's total financial worth. Let's look at a real-world solar panel example to ground these abstract valuation concepts with something concrete that you see every day. A recent peer-reviewed study analyzed 1.5 million UK residential property transactions. I mean, that is an absolutely massive data set. This completely eliminates any guesswork, anecdotal evidence, or, overly optimistic estate agent pitches. It finally gives us a definitive, undeniable answer on the value of green upgrades backed by hard, real-world market data. And what did that data show? It showed that owned solar panels reliably add between £14,000 and £16,000 to a typical UK home's resale value. That's a solid 6.1% to 7.1% premium. Think about the incredible dual benefit of that investment. First, the homeowner saves a ton of money on electricity bills while they actually live there, and then, bam, they cash out with a massive return on investment when it's finally time to sell. Just imagine two identical houses sitting side by side on the market. One has a solar panel system already humming away on the roof, generating cheap power. The other? Well, that one requires the new buyer to source contractors, deal with scaffolding, apply for permits, and essentially live in a noisy construction zone for weeks. It's really no wonder that 25% of buyers will happily pay a premium specifically for the home that already has solar installed. People want a finished, efficient product that's ready to go from day one, and they will absolutely pay extra for that convenience and the immediate savings. And this ties perfectly into broader shifts in consumer identity. From green commutes to energy-efficient living, these eco-friendly choices are a defining force reshaping real estate risk and resilience. Buying an efficient home is no longer just an isolated decision. It's part of a much larger, interconnected lifestyle trend. Sustainability is becoming completely intertwined with modern life, impacting everything from the cars we drive to the specific practical features we demand in our living spaces.
So what about your next property move? What is the ultimate takeaway for you to strategically use this information as a homeowner, buyer, or investor?
I love this quote from Chris Loring, which says, "Sustainability is not just a nice to have. It drives real value, both for our society and increasingly for businesses that operate in our sector." Integrating sustainable features like smart thermostats, robust insulation, and solar into a property is a proven, data-backed strategy. It delivers daily operational cost benefits, and it creates intense buyer appeal. It's a fundamental driver of asset value that no savvy real estate participant can afford to ignore. So I'll leave you with this final crucial thought. The green revolution isn't coming tomorrow, it is already here, right now, today. Before your next property transaction, consider how you'll factor in the undeniable financial reality of sustainability. If you're selling, maybe audit your home's energy efficiency right now to avoid that painful brown discount we talked about. And if you're buying, demand to see those green features and low utility bills to protect your long-term investment. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go make your next move a highly profitable and sustainable one.